Welcome to episode 1 of Simply D&D, where we simplify your game for a greater experience. This is all about NPCs. One of the most important parts of a game, for sure, is the NPCs within your setting, within your game. Now, in the past, even myself, I have had these complicated methods for actually creating in-depth NPCs. If you go to my website, which is down in the description, you're actually going to find a template that I used to use, and I will still leave up, for how I created NPCs. And it is a full page of information. You know, it had occupation, it had quirks, it had mannerisms, it had the appearance, it had secrets, it had some hidden object or something that they have, I think. And it was just this long sheet that didn't take too much time. It wasn't ridiculous if you flew through it. But really sitting back and looking at it and evaluating, do I really need this stuff? Is this actually adding anything to the gaming experience? The answer was no. And so I came up with a much simpler method. So in the new method, you only need 4 things, and you only need to remember one thing. Always be thinking from the point of views of your characters. Point of views. POVS. That's it. That's the new method. Number 1, personality. You need to write some note, a sentence, a few words, no more, about the personality of this character. How do they behave? How do they act around other people? This is the best place to use NPC All-Stars. Whether it's from my series or your own NPC All-Stars, put some notes here. Example for my newest campaign, I have this religious fanatic named Revless. And for his personality note, it just says a mix of, I think his name's Heimskr from Skyrim, the crazy Talos screamer in Whiterun, that guy. A mix of Heimskr and Matthew Silver. Now, Matthew Silver's a street performer, I think in New York. If you're not aware of him, look him up. But it's that crazy, in-your-face type of character, and that's all I need. A mix between Heimskr and Matthew Silver, and I know exactly how he's going to behave. Number 2, occupation. What's this person doing all day? How are they maintaining a living? And it's very simple. It can be one word. For a lot of these people, blacksmith. For my Revless guy, donations. Simple as that. He's got a box out. People throw in coins. Doesn't really have an occupation. 3rd, visual. You need some type of visual. The best thing here is to actually have a picture. I load all my pictures into my Google Drive, and I can pull them up on the iPad, and I can actually pass it around the table. This is what this guy looks like. Here you go. Now, if you do that, do not make notes about what the character actually looks like in your actual notes. Just say, see picture, if you have one. If you don't have a picture, a couple of short notes. Short in stature, long brown hair, blue eyes. That's it. You've got some type of visual. The last thing, number 4, possibly the most important, S stands for secret. Give them some type of secret. This is actually going to bring them alive and connect them in some way to the actual world. Again, with Revless, his secret is that he actually has a ton of money from his previous life as a priest in one of the highest temples. And that's it. That's the simplest way to make an extremely in-depth and interesting NPC. POVS. Remember it, use it, and then anything you need to add in the future, you certainly can. Just improv it in game because you've got all you need to start the session. Thanks for watching Simply D&D, and remember, these are simpler tips for a greater experience. Thanks for watching.